Hello, everyone. I'm Will. This is Edgar. Welcome to Day Drinkers. In our very first episode, we're excited to start it off with a personal favorite of mine, known as Maker's Mark. Right here, you notice the beautiful red top. This is going to be an iconic symbol. They actually hand dip every one of these bottles, so it's really great. Let's go ahead and get into it. These ones right here are really unique in their own. They're actually 200 milliliters. You don't see a ton of these that are as what I believe to be gorgeous, once again with that wax. I'm not going to use a jig. I'm just going to pour it into this glass here, right about there. So if you notice, a really nice sweet amber color. If you actually hold your nose up to it, uh, have your lips slightly open and breathe in through your nose. Kind of waft it a little bit from one nostril to another, just nice and easy. You're going to notice that you're going to pick up on a lot of flavors. So right off the bat, what I like about this is that it hits you with a little bit of caramel and vanilla, so some more sweeter notes. As you'll notice on the bite or the palate, there's something unique about that as well. So go ahead, take just a little sip, put it in your mouth, and do what they call a Kentucky chew. So just kind of introduce it to your mouth. You're going to feel that warming sensation. You'll notice the sweetness up front, that spice, that little kick at the end, but a real mellow tone. This is why I really like Maker's Mark. It's what I started on, and I'm actually what is called an ambassador, a free program that you can sign up for. It's amazing. Um,
You got a
you
promo
get,
code?
I wish, not yet. But Maker's Mark, when I reach out to you in a few weeks, if you want to go ahead. But no, what I really enjoy about just the tours, the experience, and being part of that ambassador program is that it makes you feel a little bit more involved, right? So they send you new settlers, they'll send you Christmas gifts occasionally, little things like that to make you feel appreciated. But getting back to the sip, right? You really have a nice finish on it. And personally, I think Maker's Mark, just a standard, or if you move up to something slightly higher up the list, it's called Maker's Mark 46. Don't know if you can see that there. It's just gives a really good introduction to what a whiskey is supposed to be. Um, it's important on this channel to know as well. All bourbons are whiskeys, but not all whiskeys are going to be bourbons, and we'll probably get into that when we start tasting some more bourbons.
So tell me a little bit more about that. What's going on? So what's the difference between that? The distinction of bourbon.
So you'll notice that bourbon is going to be a little more sweet. Typically, they have to be at least 51% corn. Um, when you have a higher corn content, you typically have a sweeter product. And interestingly enough, bourbon can only be made in the United States. It is very particular into how long it has to be aged. I think it's right around 4 years minimum. Um, Bourbon is going to be very distinct in the mash bill. While all distilleries seem pretty similar, just that 1 to 2% difference is really what makes things like Buffalo Trace, Maker's Mark, Jim Beam, Knob Creek so iconic. Um, so yeah, the Maker's Mark I really enjoy. So I'm glad that we got to really start off um, this podcast with something that is near and dear to my heart. So just kind of asking you,
It's a true
what do you
classic, isn't
pick
it?
up? What's that?
It's a true classic. I mean, whenever you
Oh
think of
yeah,
of a good bourbon, you always think about Maker's Mark. It's always one of those names that comes to mind. I love the sweetness behind it. I don't know. You tell me that they use wheat in it. Am I wrong on that? Maybe it's a urban legend that I've heard, but but I can definitely pick up the sweet notes on that and a little bit of that spice at the end. It's actually quite enjoyable.
yeah. So I don't believe that this is going to be more of a wheat whiskey. I could be wrong myself, but I don't think that there's going to be wheat in this mash.
Okay.
That'd be something that we should probably
Yeah, for future shows.
look up. Uh, but regardless, Maker's Mark is going to be located in Kentucky, right on the Bourbon Trail. Um, Really interesting, really cool to check out. I mean, their grounds are so unique. Um, you get to go on tours throughout all the old buildings that used to be. They actually have a special cellar that is iconic, being they allow certain individuals to come in, whether it's big chains of liquor stores, individual liquor stores that want to come in and kind of make their own build. They can buy their own bottle, make their own mash build, or a group of ingredients, different staves. Um, and once that comes around and they write that bill down, they actually put them into a Maker's Mark bottle and put them out onto kind of like a library. And that specific mash build cannot be replicated by another individual. It is going to be solely to whatever or whoever purchases that precise bill. And if they ask for it again, they sure can replicate it for them, but nobody else.
Okay, cool. Uh, so I want to give you a ranking system because we're trying these whiskeys. We really like them. We really like whiskey. We really like all kinds of drinks, right? So let's create a ranking system since this is the first episode. So let's see for like if this is truly something you really like, where we'll say it's added to your collection. You like it that much? I'll add it to my collection. And then the second one, let's be like, all right, I'll buy it on occasion. So buy it on occasion.
Something for friends.
Yeah, yeah. So there you go. Buy it on occasion or something for friends. Let's do 3 would be um how about if I see it free, I'll take it.
Yeah.
If it's free, I'll take it. And then let's do I want to make the last one, it's like that's going to be a hard pass. So we'll do that. That
Yeah.
says like the word one, the worst one, hard pass. And I'll take it if it's free. And let's see. And then I got an idea. How about this? How about the fourth spot? So like the second to worst would be only after a couple of good drinks.
Perfect.
All right.
Get the good ones first.
Yeah, exactly. We'll do the Jesus method of the good wine first and the bad stuff at the end, right? So the top ranking is add it to my collection. The one under that is buy it on occasion or buy it for a friend. 3 is I'll take it if it's free. 4 only after a few hard drinks, or the very worst one, hard pass. Where does Maker's Mark land on this?
I mean, I think that I have to say it. After all, I do have a bottle from a cask with my name on it, as well as
No way.
a pin to add to the collection. So obviously, for me, it's got to be on the bar, right? I
Okay,
gotta
cool.
have.
Add it to the bar. I would agree with that. I would add it to the bar because to me, it's one of those good faithful whiskeys that you can always trust. It's got that brand recognition. It's like whenever you go to a friend and they have that in their collection, if you're unfamiliar with anything else and you see that red wax top, you're like, all right, I'll definitely take some of that because it's always good and faithful.
But yeah, absolutely. Final question for you that I have: neat on the rocks or in a cocktail? What would
That's
you prefer?
that's a good one. If it's good, I'll usually take it neat. And if I have a little like a little bit of a harder time, but it's still decent, I'll do on the rocks. I would drink this neat.
Perfect.
Yeah. What
All
about
right.
you?
Oh yeah, yeah, neat. Pretty much anything that I drink is neat, especially like when we get to the higher
Okay.
proofs. 117, I like it neat. If it gets like you said a little rough, I'll throw a cube in it or a sphere. But other than that, yeah, I mean this right here in particular, all day long, just neat.
All right. There you go. There you have it. Maker's Mark. Add it to the collection, put it in the bar, and sip and enjoy because it's always faithful.